listening to him will walk out of here and say, I heard the cameras was rigged. They taking pictures just like that. It's illegal. But I want to find one person here tonight, since everybody stood up and clapped, that can show me where that happened to them and where they were cited.
You have in your 10 seconds, could you answer how often are these cameras checked for their accuracy?
You say accuracy?
Yes, because they can malfunction, and they have malfunctioned.
I'm to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure about that. But at the same time, we have had a couple of situations where we noticed that there were problems. We call them, they come out, and they adjust it. But I don't really know the true answer to that.
You have a rebuttal?
Yes, here we have the police chief. He's an honorable chief. He's a great man. Here you have him, a technical expert. Here you have him talking about what calibration means. He knows, but he didn't want to say the fact that he don't know if they check him or not. So he doesn't know. He doesn't know if you're going through a light, green light, and all of a sudden the calibration changes. He doesn't know that that's a trick. Also, listen, the mayor himself said, who I'm supposed to be debating. The mayor said, when he gave his info commercial for the camera, he said, when you come to a red light now, this is an info commercial. Here's what he said. When you come to a red light now, you don't do your normal stop. You know, you stop. Everybody know you stop. And then you turn. Here's what he said. He said, when you hit the red light, you got to count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1030. Then make your turn. Check the information. Check it. There he is. There he is. You know what? There he is. Check his infomercial. Check his infomercial, and you'll see. He told you this. So Chief Spock, when he say that you just make a right turn, he's not telling the truth. Because the mayor knows that you have to stop.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, will you have a seat? Mr. Mayor, will you have a seat, please?
Listen.
No. Excuse me, I'm conducting this meeting. Mr. Mayor, will you have a seat? Please go ahead.
The question becomes at this point in time, do I debate 2 or 1? Because I have no problem debating 2. This is my 30 seconds. The question now to me is, because I'm a big boy, and when I tell the truth will set you free, and you all know the truth will set you all free. So the question is, do I debate 1 or 2 now? Because if it's 2, it's no problem with me, because I'll tie one hand behind my back, and the truth is going to be the one that's going to have you all voting yes against those cameras.
Question, Mr. Art McCoy. We have heard that it does generate revenue for the city. Do you feel that this should be the only source of revenue? And we realize this is not the only source of revenue, but how do you feel if you remove the cameras and the people are laid off as a result of this revenue that they are generating now? And to add to that question, I understand that there's to be an indebtedness that we already owe to the company. So how will you respond to that question, sir? And then we have Chief.
Now look, I'm not saying blaming any administration, but I'm saying this right here now to you. You know about misappropriation of funds. If there weren't misappropriation of funds, you tell us how the city owed ATS, the camera company, over $1 million. If there isn't a misappropriation of funds, you tell me why when the cameras put up, when the out-of-town suburbanites put up the cameras, they said, look, we're putting them out and we're putting them where we want to put them, and we're taking all the money until we get our money. And then that you collect from the collecting agency, we want that too. It's right here. I'm talking about misappropriation of funds. I'm not talking about this city, but I'm talking about all over. That's why they're rallying against Wall Street, because of the misappropriation of funds. And so that is my answer.
We have a rebuttal.
You have a quick one, then the mayor wants to say something.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, everyone. How is everyone?
Excuse me, Mayor.
Excuse
me, Mayor.
It's the chance for the administration to respond, right?
Excuse me, just a minute. I will call on you. Which one is going to speak now? Is Ms. Chief is going to continue to speak, or you are going to speak? You just can't come in and bounce in with the meeting like this. Now, we're going to give you respect, but at the same time, you said you sent a representative. Now, is he going to speak, or are you going to speak? I need to find that out now.
Good evening, everyone.
No, answer the question, Mr. Mayor.
I'm speaking, Mr. Mays.
You're going to speak for the administration now.
Speaking.
And you will entertain all other questions.
I'll start whenever you stop.
Wait a minute.
Good evening, everyone.
Wait a minute.
We just wanted to come
I have an
and
objection,
share a
but
little
the
bit of
ground rule hasn't
information
changed.
tonight.
No, hold on. Listen,
Couldn't be here because of a
listen.
schedule conflict until now, but I'm here now, so we operate in the present. Cared enough about the issue to come when I could, not when I could not. Tonight we're dealing with two sides of an issue with two different people. But when the flyer said Gary Norton versus Art McCoy, this is not one person versus another. This is the idea, and it's the contest of ideas. And I love art. We're always friends. Always friends with Black on Black.
You have 30 seconds to rebut his question.
For the betterment of the community. So I would just say this. If these cameras stay in East Cleveland, we remain safe. If these cameras go, 44% of our police officers will be laid off, 31% of our firefighters will be laid off, and 44% of our city service workers will be laid off. Ladies and gentlemen, all I ask you to do is look at the back wall, at the men and women who protect us, look at your austere chief in the front, and that is what we're dealing with. It's not about cameras. It's about whether we want 44% fewer police officers, 31% fewer firefighters, 44% fewer city service workers in the city of East Cleveland. Don't vote to keep the cameras just for us. Vote to keep the cameras to keep yourselves and your families safe here in the city of East Cleveland. Thank you.
Sure, he did. We're going to give you 1 minute. I think it's more than fair. We gave him a minute. So then we're going to get back to our normal form. And I apologize to the audience for the discombobulation at the moment. But we shall continue.
Being a member Black on Black, I'm so sensitive to what is just. I had to come up. Let me respond to that two ways. First of all, you don't build the economics of your city by raping the citizens and people. You don't do that. Why don't you develop a wholesome program to go out and get these boys to rebuild these houses in the community, and then take those houses and sell those houses? That will generate capital. I don't want to see any police fired or lose their job, but their job shouldn't have been built on tickets. This whole thing, it was unconstitutional before you started. And now you're going to wind up with a mess. Now, I'm going to say one thing and I'm going to sit down. Let me do a parable. If your son sold drugs and took his money and paid for all the bills in your house, and that son went before Judge Walker, she would still send him to jail. Because keep folks working, that's not legitimate enough to break my constitutional rights.
Thank you. Now comes to a turnaround. Comes to time now that you have an opportunity to ask questions. And I'm going to ask, I saw this man right here first, this lady here second, to form a line that's going to speak, but these two, no. No. This gentleman here first, she's second.
Come on, Miss Coleman. Okay, everybody line up. You must ask questions, no statements.
I've said from the beginning, it will be, please, there are people that wish to hear the questions and things. Please be quiet, whereas they can hear the questions and hear the candidates answer the question. So let's please give them that chance and opportunity to do so. All right, our first question from Mr. McKay.
I got one question. The mayor made a statement about the cameras keeping the job. If everybody drives right, don't get no tickets, then they lose the police force.
Right. Good question. Yes, good question.
All right, sir, you have to see this. You answer the question. He said if everyone drives correctly, would they get a ticket, or would it would cause revenue? Would it lay off the police?
My question was, if everybody drives properly and don't get no tickets by camera, do we still lose police officers because there's no revenue?
It is very clear what that question is. And that question is this. Is the city, is the mayor, is Chief Spot using scare tactics to scare you into voting no? I say don't go for it, vote yes.
The reality of this is, and like I said before, and I'm going to say it all night, this is not a scare tactic. The reality, if you look at the actual amount of money the revenue has been generated, is consistently going down. So the reason it's going down is because people are beginning to follow the law in a quick speed. That is what we want to happen. And that's what's happening. And I can ask the gentleman the same question. If all the people in the city stop doing crime, do we still need police?
The next question comes from
Ella Bowman. I'm a ward leader. Okay, I'm a ward leader in East Cleveland. I've been out here for 46 years. I'm for safety and everything, and for the schools, because they have crossing guards. But I'm saying the cameras need to leave because we're in a 1.3 million deficit. The question is, what kind of revenue can you bring in besides the cameras? The cameras have to go.
Right. What revenue can you can bring in or bring to the city besides the cameras?
I think, here's what I think should happen. We got a good senior politicians and we got young politicians. And I think that if they got their head together, they could come up with innovative ways to create wealth and money for the system without going in your pocket.
You have a response?
The only response, again, I'm speaking from the police department. But there are things that